This annual community event brings Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians together in a spirit of learning about acknowledging our past history, of moving forward together in the future with a sense of mutual respect, understanding and healing. And I hear Chris when he talked about one of the people from the Jurang people and the Wallamadigal people when Governor Phillip arrived at Looking Glass Bay. And as traditional, the Governor brought a trinket out. He brought a little mirror out to impress one of the leaders of the people. And the leader looked at the looking glass and he pointed to the creek. And he could show the Governor that they have been looking and seeing their own reflection in the creek for many, many years. So this was really no big surprise to them. And that's recorded in the log. But it just shows you just how intelligent people are and how close people are to the land and how it serves them well.
Well, we're starting to realise the impact white settlement has had on the original inhabitants. A lot of it was in ignorance, some of it was in racism, and I think there is some way of reconciliation, of making it up and of making sure that they are able to survive and flourish within the 21st century Australia.
How do you think that can, what do you think will help that?
Well, I'm a member of the Bennelong and Surrounds Reconciliation Group, and we meet to find ways of doing that. Partly is education through the Sea of Hands, so that the other residents of Australia, the Anglo-Saxons and also people who have come from other places, are aware of the original history of Ryde and the area and are able to understand what has gone before them and to be able to live in peace with the Indigenous inhabitants. Even though there are not so many here.
Hi!
How are you all? Do you know what are you doing here today?
Singing!
What is it for?
Reconciliation Week! Woo!
Okay. And what song are you singing?
Brown Skin Lady!
They take him away. In a station far away, the boy grew up with a new name. For his mother he searched in vain. Upon this earth they never met again. Yahweh, Yahweh, my brown-skinned baby, they take him away.
And it's good that the children are getting involved and they seem to really enjoy it as well.
Yeah, look, it's a cliche that children are our future and they're going to actually assist us in the future. I'll tell you what's special about Ryde that you ought to know though. One of the things that made me, the area of Ryde, sort of won me over in this area was when I got called in to talk with Ryde Council, did a little bit of history searching in that, and there's this gorgeous photo in the history books. And what it is, it's actually, and I don't know the story behind it, just from the caption and a little paragraph there, but there was a house, there was an Aboriginal woman in colonial times. She was working for somebody and she was going to get moved on something. And the white community all threw in monies, bought this woman a house for her to live there, you know. And the photo was of this big celebrations they had and the whole town out to just get this woman housed and the Aboriginal woman. This is back in colonial times, you know. Yeah. And Ryde's been...
Wouldn't happen now.
No, we'll get that there.
The Aboriginals didn't think that way, that they wanted their children to learn their rituals, their education and their way of living. But, well, that's what happened. So they had to be taken away, yeah.
The old belief was that we come from the sky country as little spirit children into earth. That place is your dreaming place. That's where you belong and where you have rights and responsibilities. Now, the rights are the rights to the food and the shelter of that place. The responsibility is to look after that place. So you cannot treat it like the way you'd like, or the way you might, any way you like. You've got to look after it so that the land's healthy and that for the next generation. So we've had 20,000 years of human occupation just in Sydney, there's no reason why we should not have expect another 20,000 years. But if we live the way we kind of do now, that's not going to happen. You know? We've got to turn around, start to look after so the land's still alive for generations yet. So look after your place. Put your rubbish in the bin.
I think most of us, including myself, didn't have a lot of information when we were growing up. And as we were finding out bits and pieces of things, it sort of opened up a whole area which had been unexplored. And there'd been so many instances where we were hoping that they'd go away and we wouldn't have to worry about them. It's like the same in the United States of America with their First Peoples. And we realise that we have abused them, and we really need to find a way in which we can all live together and flourish in peace.
And the idea is that you participate in events connected with the council to highlight Indigenous matters. For example, on a broad scale, you've got a festival like this, so you obviously have an information table and let people know what's happening. On a smaller scale, I think one should connect with the schools and the Indigenous people in the area and have them involved in the project.